like an explosion. This is my fight. Me.
Good evening. It's another Tuesday evening, and we are live on Joy 99.7 FM. This is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. We are in a new year. Last week, we looked at how you and I can study a new course online. We have even shared with you the different links that you can use to access these courses or platforms. You can check my Joy online 12 e-learning platforms to look out for in 2024. If you missed the show, it is also on our YouTube and Facebook channels at Joy 99.7 FM. At Joy 99.7 FM. Today we are live, so just in case you have the chance, you can hop on to our YouTube and Facebook channel at Joy 99.7 FM. Because we are in a new year and some people have made resolutions while others have set goals, we are seeing the need for you and I to check out online productivity tools that we can use to maximize the use of our time. So to discuss this topic, I have with me my producer, and we'll be getting into it for our show today. But before we get into those details, I just want to ask you, will you call yourself an organized person? Are you someone who uses your time very well? You can let me hear from you by sending me your message on the number 055 997 055 997. Send me your WhatsApp number. Let me know, are you very organized or not? If you are, what are some of the things that you do to make you call yourself an organized person? Are there tools that you use you can share with us before we get into our discussion for today? And we want you to take a listen to what is happening in the tech space. So listen to the emerging tech trends. We'll be right back after that.
Hello there. Welcome to another episode of Emerging Tech Trends on Joy Geek Squad. In today's trends, Cybersecurity Authority warns Ghanaians to beware of job scams. Google removes 17 features from Google Assistant. Microsoft unlocks Copilot AI inside Office apps for all businesses. And finally, YouTube will now direct you to the right first aid videos during an emergency. Let's settle for the details. The Cybersecurity Authority has issued a warning regarding a surge in job scams reported nationwide. The CSA has warned that job seekers should be cautious of unsolicited messages disguised as job offers. Scammers often pose as recruiters and advertise high-paying jobs that require minimal effort. The CSA advises exercising skepticism and avoiding anything that appears too good to be true. Google is overhauling its assistant features with 17 features set to be discontinued starting January 26, 2024, including voice-activated email, video and audio messaging. The changes aim to make the feature more user-friendly, with alterations also being made to the Google app and Pixel search bar. Microsoft is offering all businesses access to its AI-powered Office features. For a cost of $30 per user per month, businesses can now access Copilot for Microsoft 365. And finally, YouTube now prioritizes credible first aid explainer videos for basic health emergencies and first aid procedures at the top of search results. These step-by-step videos are made in collaboration with Mass General Brigham and the Mexican Red Cross and cover topics such as the Heimlich maneuver, CPR, identifying first signs of heart attack, and more. That's it for this week's Emerging Tech Trends on Joy Geek Squad. Catch you next week for another episode.
Welcome back. This is Adobea Biritwum, and we are live on Geek Squad. Last week, we looked at a topic where you can learn some new courses online. Today, we want to show you how you can be productive, how you can make good use of your time. So, if you so happen to sign up for any of these courses and you are working or probably doing something else, schooling, at least you can organize yourself well and do this. Some few months ago, it was a YouTube video that I watched, and there was a video by Jeremy Kwenu, DTM. This is a shout out to you. And he spoke about how we can be productive with our time. There was one particular tool that he recommended. That's Pomodoro, that whole technique, and then different apps that you can use. Today we'll be doing a deep dive into online productivity tools. And as I mentioned, I have here with me my producer, Prince Safo, and we'll be getting into the discussion. Prince, you're welcome back.
Thank you.
I just asked our listeners how productive they are or how organized they are, and possibly what are some of the tools that they use. I'm going to start with myself.
Okay.
How organized I am. I'll say prior to COVID, I was more used to waking up in the morning and then just taking things easy, what I have to do probably from the previous day. Emails, I check them, go ahead. Some tasks I have to do, I go ahead and do it. But during COVID, when we had to be at home, that's when I realized that there's a lot of time on my hands. What can I use that to do? Did some few research, read some books, and that's when I saw we can organize ourselves way better than I was doing prior to that. So this one is just before we get into it. How would you describe yourself? Maybe on a scale of 1 to 10.
So I wouldn't want to grade it. But
Okay.
I would want to say that, I mean, I iron my shirt, so I'm organized. Maybe,
Really? Interesting. Ironing of sense. That's what makes you organized. I can't believe this. But we're talking about we are in a new year now.
Yeah.
And last week, one of the things that we mentioned, we kept hammering was the fact that people should at least learn something new when it comes to tech, or even learn any new skill at all. We should make good use of our time. And today we want to look at online productivity tools that can be used. So for someone who has joined us and is wondering what is Geek Squad talking about when they say online productivity tools, what would you say?
Okay, so there is a quote that says that work smart and not hard. I mean, that quote doesn't mean that you shouldn't work hard. It's actually telling you that, I mean, there are things that you could do smarter while you use the time to do maybe something that you couldn't do smarter by working hard. I mean, the world has changed. So many things have come up. Tech is evolving every day. I mean, they just ended CES brought about so many innovation, and I mean, I think next week we'll talk about some of these things on the show. So if there are tools that you can use to work smarter and you are not using them, we are just here to just bring your attention to these things. So basically, productivity tools are, as the name suggests, things that will help you to be productive, to do things smarter and faster. It doesn't mean you are lazy, but it means that, I mean,
Someone could be lazy and it could help the person to become more organized, do things well.
Well, productivity tools are not made for lazy people.
Are you sure?
Yes, because even if you are lazy, you might not even use productivity tool. I mean, sometimes being lazy is not using productivity tool
That's
and
what I'm
going
saying. So
the hard route.
The productivity
Is
tool
you
could
being
help
lazy
the person.
because you don't want to find out how can I do this. Imagine your boss have sent you, he went to a meeting and for some reason took down notes and sent you the notes on a paper that you should type everything, and then you go sit behind your laptop and use the whole day of work to type that thing, when you can actually get a productivity tool to scan everything and the text will pop up, and then you finish in like 10 minutes and your boss will say, wow, you are an amazing employee. Yes. So being lazy could mean that you sitting down and typing that thing the whole day.
without
Finish-
using a productivity. I
Exactly.
mean, that's why
They're
we are
lazy.
having this show in a way.
Exactly,
So for
yeah.
someone who is lazy, the person can now become hardworking and start working
Yeah.
smart.
Yes. Yes.
So we are looking at the online tools.
Mm-hmm.
And as you mentioned earlier, some of the tools we're already using them, but we want to see how best we can maximize their usage in our daily activity. Why would we even say these tools are important in the first place?
So, I mean, just like I mentioned, these tools help you work faster. That's one. It helps you work smarter. It helps you save time that you could use to do other important things. So, productivity tools are actually a good way to also show that you are a hardworking staff or somebody who use their time wisely at work. I mean, yeah.
The use of time wisely, that is so important because, like, people often say we all have 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
The people who are doing the great things, we talk about the Marx, and then all those people, we mention their names, Bill Gates, and it's as if, do they have more than 24 hours in a day? But it boils down to how their time is used
Yeah.
and how productive they are also.
I'll tell you a story. So, at my previous work, we had to complete a report. Okay, it's a team working on a project, and so every team had to complete a report. And the one in charge, okay, they set up a meeting for a review of everybody's report. So the one in charge called for the meeting when it was time. So I think it was a Wednesday in the afternoon. She called for a meeting, and before she called for the meeting, she has checked online for everybody's reports and
Okay.
has seen that Prince hasn't done anything on his report. And so she was like, okay, we are going to get him. So when we got to the meeting, I came to sit down, like 15 minutes, and
Okay.
they called for the meeting, and she know that I have nothing
knows
there.
that,
Yeah, she
yeah.
knows that. So I went to the meeting, sat down, and for some reason she said they should present mine first.
Because she knows you haven't done
Exactly.
it.
But when they opened it, everything was there. She was like,
She was shocked.
so
When-
she had opened her mouth. Everybody didn't understand. I was like, you think what?
You are outsmarted here.
Yeah. So that's what
That's an
productivity
experience.
tools
Yeah.
do.
So in this particular case, what did you use that within that short period of time you were able to get
So-
it ready?
So I mean, I use different things. I use links
Okay.
to reference certain things. So let's say where I have to paste a picture. I already had the picture somewhere in a Google Drive. I just copied the link and inserted it there. That, I mean, when you click this, you see the picture instead of now going into the drive, downloading the picture. Like, it's too much time. So I just put the link there. I mean, where there must be text, I type a little, and then let AI generate the rest for me, and then I put it there. But I make sure that it matches what needs to be there. So we'll talk about some of these things and how they work.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. You even mentioned Google already. You mentioned Google Drive right now.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. But before we get into Gmail, Google, and the different tools that we can use to maximize our time, the question I want to just find out is, one of the tools that I know has really helped me, before I did mention Google, is the Google Calendar.
Yeah.
And Gmail is free. Because of
Exactly.
that, some of these tools,
Are free.
all you need is your internet access, and then you're good to go. And it's really helped me.
And you might not even need, we'll talk about it. Sometimes you don't even need internet to use Gmail. We'll talk about that.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely, we'll do that. So, in sharing this experience, like I've spoken about Google Calendar, I'm able to just block time, and then that helps me. I know that, okay, for this particular day, and it doesn't even have to be only about work.
Yeah.
Sometimes personal things that I know I have to do, I'll just block time there, and then when it's time, I get notification, and I can go ahead and use it. So, you mentioned the example you gave us was linked to the story that you shared with us.
Yeah.
Is there any particular productivity tool that you use personally?
Oh, I
Or
use
quite a
I use
number.
a lot. I mean, even Gmail on its own, there are so many tools or features that help you to work smarter,
Okay.
and I use them. I use other AI productivity tool also.
And I think we can just get into our
Yeah.
Gmail discussion. So Gmail,
Yes.
that's Google Mail.
Yes.
For someone listening who already has a Gmail, most people already have email addresses, because when it comes to setting
Yeah.
up our Facebooks and our Instagram accounts, LinkedIn, X, all of them, they require emails. And some people would have Gmail. So we want to just do a deep dive into Gmail, and then we can see the different features. So you have already mentioned Gmail on your side. What are some of the things that you use?
Okay, so let's talk about just the basics.
The basics for now. Yes, we
Yes.
can start from
So
there.
if you have a Gmail, I mean, some people might not know this. Okay, so we just have to share. So
Definitely.
I mean, the normal sending of email will require that you use, you input somebody's email.
Okay, so before we even talk about sending of the email, we just want to link it back to what we're saying, productivity.
Yes.
So maybe the time that you will spend to probably call, and it will be a long chat, it could just be a simple message that you just have to go ahead and send through the email.
Yes, even with that, if you are working in a company, there are so many ways of using the Gmail instead of sending an email. So if you look on the left side of your Gmail, you see that there are different features.
So
One
there's
of-
someone who has logged into their account.
yes, and have opened it. One of the features there is like a tool for you to be able to chat. So if you are using a company account,
Yes.
you'll be able to easily find a colleague and send them a simple chat instead of
Instant
sending
message.
a whole email, going to type the email address, going to type subject, going to type hello, the person's name before the message.
Yes.
Just send a chat,
Can use the
just like
Google
a water.
Chat.
Yes, so you can use that. That's also a smart way of doing communicating with your personal colleagues
We're on
faster.
the same. Good.
Exactly.
All
yeah.
right. So now we can get to the Gmail.
Yes. So back to the basics. I'm saying that
When you're sending an email.
yes, you need to input somebody's email. Always make sure that you type in a subject. So a subject is just
But the way you're saying, always make sure that
People
you type.
don't.
People don't. But there's usually a prompt when you finish and you're sending
And
an
people
email. They will tell
don't.
you there is no subject. Do you want to send? So those who don't send
it's-
emails with subjects, this is just call to action to
exactly.
you.
Exactly.
Put a subject there.
Do put a subject. It helps for the person to know what you are talking about. And make sure that your subject is not all caps. It means that you are shouting. It's like screaming at the person. Imagine sending your boss an email and the subject is all caps. It's like you are screaming at him. Or, sending your colleague. So make sure, if you want to use first sentence case, so that's first letter caps, or you just want to use the first letter caps.
Okay.
Make sure not all the things are not like,
In
don't
caps.
put everything in
In
caps.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's for sending the email. There should be a subject,
Yes.
and then you can
And then
put in your body.
make sure you greet, hello, hi, dear, blah blah blah. Write your email. Make sure you check for punctuations.
This is like sending
Basics.
email basics
Exactly.
101.
Yes.
Okay.
Before we get into the main productivity tool,
The meat of today.
check punctuations, full stop where it must be. Make sure there are spaces. Check corrections. Okay, and all of these things. And then when you finish, end with many thanks. The Odin way, yours faithfully, and those kind of things.
Okay. Now,
Best regards.
now let us get to the part that Google or Gmail can help us make our work faster.
Okay.
Yes.
So one of the tools that you can use is what they call schedule.
Schedule.
So you schedule an email to be sent on your behalf. So sometimes you have so many emails to send, or you have email to send at a certain time, and you are waiting for that time to be up
Yes,
before
yes.
you send that email. So Gmail has a tool where you can type the email.
And I think what I just want to even put out there is it's not only for Gmail.
Yes.
Even Outlook
Yes.
So any email, especially these corporate email
Exactly.
tools available, that option is there for you
It's
to be
there.
able to schedule emails. You don't have to do it if, for example, it's Monday
Yeah.
and you have to send the email, and maybe Saturday you have some time on your hands. You can go ahead and schedule it for the Monday.
Yeah, you do that. So you schedule it for it to send at a set time.
Yes.
So how do you find it? So when you open your Gmail, for instance, like we are using Gmail,
Gmail
so
for
let's
now,
focus
yeah.
on Gmail. So when you open your Gmail and you click on the compose, like you want to send an email, you click on the compose. You go to the bottom, you see where there's this blue tab that says send.
Yes.
Just by the send, there's an arrow that you can click
To see more.
for a drop down. Now the drop down will show you the schedule, like, and you click on it and then you set, send this on Thursday at this time and all of that. So that's a smart way of working also.
Yes.
I mean, if you have time, you schedule all those things. And I mean, this is also good for like HR. Like if I'm an HR and I'm at a company, I'll make sure that I schedule everybody's birthday. I just sit down one day, check everybody's bed, done. Every day, like, you just get up and you just
Send.
no, I mean, yeah.
These cameras. So at a goal, I think that is even one of the ways that we can even be very productive. I spoke about the calendar, and I'll talk about how people can even go ahead and block their calendar and all
Yeah.
that. But one of the ways to be productive, you can block out time. So you don't have to even be checking your emails like
Yeah.
every second. Every notification comes in and then you open your mail and you are
Exactly.
checking. So using the schedule, like you have said, is something that people can really do. If you know it's 1 hour, I use that time. There are specific emails that I send, not necessarily responses.
Yeah.
But the mails that I send, I can go ahead and just schedule those ones. Within this time, I'm done. Now I can block out time and just focus on work and do the main business. All right.
Exactly. So that's one of the tools on Gmail that you can use. Now another thing that you can do, okay, is called writing emails faster. So that's the compose feature on every Gmail. So where you find it, you go to the settings. So on the top right corner, there's settings there. You go to all settings. I mean, there's this tool icon on the top. You see where there are some dots that you can click on to see your Google Drive, Docs, and all. Just by it, there is this tool icon there. When you
Yeah.
that setting, when you click on it, it opens a tab that says all settings. You click on that one also, and then you go into the main settings, and then on the top of the setting bar you see compose. So the compose, you go in there, you see a part that is asking you to check or enable Gmail to help you to be typing faster. So what this feature does is that when you are typing, I mean, maybe you start typing, Gmail would guess what you want to type, and then it will just pop it up for you,
It will
so that you don't
generate.
end up typing everything, wasting the time to type.
Yeah.
So maybe you type, maybe let's say, I type an email, I say, hello Adobea, hope this. The moment I type hope this, they already know I'm
It
coming
gives
to type
you different.
hope this email finds you well. They just bring everything up, and all I do is click on the tab key
Yes.
on my laptop, and then it just pops up, and then I continue with what I'm doing. So that's also a way to type your emails faster. So that's also another
One
way.
way.
Now, another thing that we can also look at is the label. So the label on your Gmail.
Yes.
So when you open so we are focusing more on Gmail because I mean, we are guessing many people use that.
Yes, and then also because it's free,
Exactly.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's something called label. So when you open again your Gmail, on the left panel, there's a panel on your left where you see inbox, sent, and all of that. At the bottom, you see label. Now you can click on it and then set a label. So when you click on it, it's just like creating labels. Are like let's say that we are creating a folder that would camp or harbor specific emails.
Per
So
the label that you're giving it.
exactly, per the label that you are giving it. It helps you organize your emails in a way that you can easily go to. So let's say I have a label called get back to it. Like as simple as that, get back to it. So I know when there's an email and I think that, oh, this email I need to get back to it.
Yes.
All I do is to right click on the email and then just click on which label I want it to fit in. So it just get there. So basically when I want to get back to all the emails that I had to get back to, I go to that label, get back to it, and it opens all the emails that I need to get back to. So label is also a way to organize your Gmail.
Your Gmail.
Should I keep going?
We can add one more.
Okay, so there's one more feature that is called the snooze. So it's just like you
alarm
setting
clock.
your alarm.
Yeah.
So
Didn't even. Okay, when you're done.
so it's just like an alarm that reminds you of a particular email. So when you open your Gmail, you see like your emails lined up. Now when you scroll your arrow towards an email, on the right corner of that email, you don't need to open the email. I mean, you can open it, but I'm just telling you how you can do it faster.
Yes.
You don't need to click to open the email. Just open your Gmail. You see your all your emails line up. Just go hover around an email, go to the far right side. You see a clock icon.
Yes.
You click on it and snooze that email. So that's also a way to remind you of an email that you need to get back to.
Yes.
So you snooze it to a certain time or a certain day so that you don't forget those things. So that's also a productivity tool in Gmail that you can use to work smarter.
Definitely. We've spoken about Gmail, and I believe that a lot can be done with Gmail. There are so many different tools.
We are not even done.
We are not done. There are so many different tools. I mean, this is just Gmail. There are different tools, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
One of them is calendar. And I think because I've touched on calendar, it would be good to talk about it just before we get into the different productivity tools that are available. So for Google Calendar, for instance, it's one of the tools that I know really helps. I'm able to create either tasks or events on the Google Calendar.
Yeah.
So when it comes to tasks are more focused on what I am doing personally. If, for instance, I wake up in the morning and I want to read a book, what I know is I can set that as a task. Maybe I do this every day. You can create it. All you have to do is you can download Google Calendar onto your phone, or you can have it directly on web, on your laptop, and then you have the option to go to new, and on the phone, the new on the calendar gives you option for either a new task or a new event. For the new task, it's not like a Google invite where you would have any link to it and you can invite people. Like I said, it's mainly for me. An example, if I want to read a book, I have the option to create that task. I have the option to repeat the time that I want for it, so I can indicate that there, and then my calendar becomes blocked. I also have the option to create an event. If, for instance, I want to have a meeting, which is an online meeting, or even not an online meeting, but a physical meeting, I can go ahead and use the option to create the event. Sometimes you can even send that event to another party through their email address. They also have their calendar blocked. Then once you open your calendar, you have the option to see the different things that you have to do showing them.
Yeah.
Another way to also send an email of your calendar to you. So I have that in place. Every morning around 5 a.m., it just sends me a list of all the things for my calendar for the day. I have a look at it. I get to see the different times that are blocked there. It could be that at work you have meeting invites sent, your calendar is blocked. an option that you can do is to use your calendar to block out time for yourself, because you
Yeah.
can even share your calendar with people
Exactly.
and they can see the block times on your calendar. So where you know there is personal time where you have to do some specific work, you can just go ahead. You can create either a new task or a new event.
Yeah.
You have your calendar blocked out, and it's one way to be productive, because if you have your time blocked out, you've shared your calendar with people, they get to see that this time Prince is not available.
Yes.
So when they're even sending you a meeting invite,
I'm on air.
they'll use another time for you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But talking about task, so Gmail, when you open your Gmail, on the right side of the Gmail, you see some icons there. So you see a calendar icon,
Yes.
and then I think after that you see a yellow like notebook icon.
Yes, that's
And then you see a blue circle with a check mark in it, that icon also.
yes.
So let's talk about what these things can also do.
Yeah.
I think you've spoken about the,
The
calendar.
calendar.
Now let's look at the yellow icon, the notes. So you are in a meeting, you are looking for ways to take or put down some notes from the
Yes.
meeting. I mean, that yellow icon, keep, it's called keep.
Keep.
It really helps you to do that, and it keeps it there for you as long as you
We
want.
use Keep in the office. Yes.
So you click on it and then put down your notes. You can put images there, you can put text or anything that you need to put there. So that's also help you to quickly write notes and jot down things and come back to them later. I don't want to say instead of using sticky notes, but sticky notes too are good.
Yes,
But
I think
I
because we are
would
on
rather
Gmail
use
right
Keep
now.
than sticky notes. So yeah, so that's that. And then the blue one is task.
The task, yes.
So I mean, you're at work, you get there in the morning, there are things that you want to do. Some people want to write it in their notebook, which is fine, but please have a change of heart.
But there's something about writing and being able to cancel it out when you are done.
But task
The
can
feeling-
help you type and cancel it out. You see it nicely that, oh,
Yeah.
I've cancelled this out. You do sub. So let's say I want to do I want to finish a project. You
Yes.
type the project name. You do sub tax under those
Yes,
tax,
yes.
and then when you finish, you just tick, and then it cancels it nicely for you. Like I'm telling you, I've used task before, and I felt so happy when I was
When you are done
canceling
and
the
you
thing.
are,
Like
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
so
There's something
nice.
about canceling
Yeah.
when you are done.
Yes, I know. So that's another feature that you can also use to organize yourself. I mean, in the morning before you start work and all of that. Yeah.
Definitely. We are looking at a deep dive into online productivity tools. If you're just joining us, this is Adobea and we are live from Joy 99.7 FM. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. MTN, everywhere you go. We've been looking at how you can be productive, and so far we've been talking about Gmail, mainly because Gmail is free. Most of us have access to Gmail. And we have spoken about using calendar on Gmail. We've spoken about a task, and then Keep, where when you go for meetings, you can just go ahead and take note of what you would want to come back to later and check. Not only that, you can organize your emails with labels, as my producer Prince indicated earlier. We will be coming back right after this because we want to just tell you some more productivity tools other than Google Mail that we have spoken to you about. So stick with us. We'll be right back.
Imagine strutting into the most anticipated wedding of the year. Only to see 7 other girls wearing your exact same outfit.
You are special and one of a kind, and that's why whether it's voice, data, or SMS, you get to enjoy personalized offers tailored to your specific needs with MTN just for you. Dial star 141 hash or select your options on the My MTN app to redeem your unique just for you package on Ghana's best mobile network. MTN.
Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion.
a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say were wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Geek Squad with your girl Adobea Biritwum. Today we'll be looking at a deep dive into online productivity tools, and I have had with me Prince Safo, my producer. We've spoken extensively on Gmail, and we want to get into the different productivity tools that you can use. I spoke about Pomodoro earlier, and it's one of the tools that are available. People can just go ahead and download. There are different versions of it. There's a technique, and the whole technique is that if you are working or you are doing any task, you can set your time. First 25 minutes. For the serious task, you'd work on it. Then you have a 5 minutes break. So it's like every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
First 25 minutes. If I say I want to read a book, the example I gave earlier, I have 25 minutes to do just the reading, no distraction whatsoever. 5 minutes for break. If I want to stretch, if I want to probably check my phone for any kind of message, I can do it at that time. And there are tools available on Google Play Store and App Store. Listeners can just download and use this. What are different productivity tools that people can also use?
So earlier on, we were talking about being able to extract text from an image which
Yes.
have text in it. So you can use tools like brand folder. So brand, just like BRAND, and then folder FOLDER. So it helps you, like you can use it online. So when you just search for brand folder, you go to you will see it, click on it, go to the website, and then it shows you a part where you should upload the image that has the text on it. And so you just upload it, and it extracts the text from it. Now, one thing that we need to look out for, I think in previous shows we were talking about some student being caught for using AI because they copied everything dito, and even when the AI wasn't saying the right thing, they still copied it anyways.
Yes.
So some of these, like when, especially text extractors, they sometimes find it difficult to see everything. They might see a lot of things. So don't just extract and then just copy what you've extracted and
Copy
use
and
it.
paste.
Exactly. Just check if there are some O's that have been made E's and all of that to fix it. But you might not find a lot of these things, but you need to check before you just copy and use it.
Talking about the text extractors, I just remembered Note Taker. So that is also a tool that can be used in order to just increase the use of our time or maximize the use of our time. And with Note Taker, what usually happens is when you are on a call and then you have the account, once you activate it, it's literally just takes notes. So everything that is being said on the online call, when Prince speaks, whatever you are saying, is just taking notes, transcribing it.
Yes.
By the time you are done with the meeting, you can just go ahead and because you said sometimes you have to take your time and read through.
That will lead us to another productivity tool that you can use to do that.
Yes.
So
yes.
all in the name of working smarter.
Working
So
smart.
I copy an extracted text from brand folder. You can also use Side AI to extract text from images and all of that. You copy it from there, and then you have to make sure you have Grammarly.
Yes.
You
Grammarly.
can just open a Google Doc, paste what you've extracted there. Grammarly will simply help you to find out where you need to correct, and then they will suggest to you if it's right. Just click on it. That's the whole essence of productivity to work smarter. So from one to another just in the name of working smarter.
And you don't spend all the time.
Exactly.
There are tools that you
looking for
can
it.
use.
Yeah,
Definitely.
looking for the text that are not properly extracted. Exactly.
Definitely. Another tool that I also came across, I think somewhere last week, because we're going to talk about it, so I was just checking what are some of the tools people are using now. This is available on iOS and it's called Be Focused. Be Focused. It's also another tool that you can use.
Yes.
I spoke about the Pomodoro technique. It is used on the Be Focused application. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, it's only on iOS for now. But there are different tools on Play Store too that people can use with the same effect. You can add your tasks as and when you are done. You can cancel them out when you complete them. It will also give you the time after every 25 minutes. It will give you a break of 5 minutes. You can take some time out. But at least because you know this is time for work, you are focused on that, more productive. At the end of a period, you know that you've been able to meet the different things that you set out to do for a day. So these are some of the things that we can just use to make us productive. Prince, you mentioned being able to use Gmail offline, and I want us to get into it. But before we do that, we want to just see with the different tools available.
Yes, there are more actually.
There are so many more.
Yes.
There are so many more.
Just say a few before our time is up.
We've spoken about Gmail, which is free.
Yeah.
Are there paid versions of some of the productivity tools? And then
Okay, so what we've done so far is to mention productivity tools that are free.
yes,
I mean, some productivity tools gives you more option when you pay. So one of the productivity tool, for instance, that we didn't talk about is Cortex. So it's a productivity tool that helps you to write well. So anything that you want to write, look for Text Cortex. Now, if you have Chat GPT, Text Cortex is just like Chat GPT, but I use so many different AI tools, especially when I want to write, to see different angles of the things that I want to write, so that I know how to skew it to what I want. I know people just go in there, type it, and copy it and go. I mean, I've used so many AI writing tools such that I now know some that are not smart.
definitely.
So, for instance, LinkedIn's AI tool that helps you to type a post is not smart.
Yeah,
I can tell you that, and they've even taken it off because they've realized that it's not smart. So, Writer Sonic also helps you to write, and it has paid version. And the paid version helps you to do more. So many of these productivity tools that we've spoken about, they have paid versions too. But I mean, often the free versions could help you just do what you want, that you might not necessarily need to do the paid. But like I've always been saying, paying for some of these things, I mean, it's a good thing. It's not like you're throwing your money away.
It is definitely a good thing to pay for a productivity tool that you can use. It will help you maximize the use of your time. We'll be wrapping up shortly. When we come back, we want you to take us through how people can use Gmail offline. But before that, let us take a listen to the quick tech fixes.
Hello there, my name is Michelle Lajakum and I bring you some tech quick fixes and tips here on Geek Squad. We all may be well aware that computers have become an integral part of our lives and they are packed with helpful features that can make common tasks a breeze. Now let me take you through some keyboard shortcut hacks that you should know. 1. Windows plus D takes you to the desktop of your computer. 2. Pressing the spacebar can help you scroll down on a web page faster. 3. Pressing Shift plus spacebar helps you scroll up on a web page faster. 4. While using Google Chrome, Windows users can press Ctrl plus Shift plus T and Mac OS users can press Command plus Shift plus T to open previously closed tabs. So that's it. Work faster and smarter using keyboard shortcuts.
Keep this frequency clear.
99.7.
Hey, Ma, the way you're always getting alerts these days, I won't be surprised to hear that you have gotten a Momo for Business account by my next visit.
Oh, I'm already on Momo for Business.
Since when?
Since. Now it's easy to apply for a merchant SIM. All you need is a registered MTN number, your business certificate, your Ghana card, and you are good to go.
Sir,
You think you are the only one who knows what's up, eh? Look, I just dialed *5051#, selected register, and the region I was requesting the SIM from, and waited for my SMS with my reference number. You can even go online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh and complete the details for an even better experience.
hey, Grandma Momo.
Sign up for Momo for Business the easy and simple way. Just visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh or dial *5051# and follow the prompts and be on your way to owning a Momo business account today for free. MTN.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back. This is Geek Squad with Adobea Biritwum. We have a message. Person is asking, what are some of the smart AI tools to help in writing? I personally use Quillbot. Quillbot. What are some other ones too? I think you've spoken a lot about
Text Cortex, Writer Sonic, ChatGPT.
ChatGPT,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, these are okay.
Sometimes with Quillbot, for instance, what you can do is you can just type out what you want, and then with that, we have free versions and then paid versions. But with the free versions, all you can do is to open Quillbot. You need an account. You paste the information that you want to have rephrased for you. So example, you said the boy is going to school. You paste it. You just click on rephrase. It gives you the option that maybe you have to put it this way. This boy is going to school. This is just an example, but it's one of the tools that you can use. All too soon, our time is up. Today, we've been talking about online productivity tools and how you can use them. I gave an example. We spoke about Gmail. We spoke about the calendar. We spoke about Task, Keep. We spoken about how you can work smart with using some Pomodoro tools like Be Focused. You can just search online. You have some more details. The word is Quillbot. That's the name of the AI tool for rephrasing the statements that you write. Prince, we are wrapping up, so your final words.
So let's talk about how you can get your
The Gmail offline.
So just open your Gmail, go to the setting. You see on the setting, top of the setting, there is offline. At the far right corner, click on it. You see a window open, offline window. Enable that you want to be able to access your Gmail offline, and then you are good to go. And then also, maybe some people send emails and they are scared that people are going to download or take the attachment and all of that. When you are sending an email that you want it to be confidential, the bottom tab of you sending an email where the send is, that area, you see that there's a padlock icon that you can always use to lock an email that you send to somebody.
You can protect it.
Protect it. So I mean, they can't forward it, they can't screenshot it, and then you can check, you can set that it should expire. They shouldn't be able to see this email in their inbox after 2 days, 1 day, and all of that. So my final words is that, I mean, if you are doing certain things like your work, always Google something about your how can I do this faster?
And that is one of the ways we can be learning new things in tech this year. Just Google it.
Yes, just do it. Google it. That's my final words.
Just Google it. you want to use productivity tools for 2024, just Google it.
Yes.
This has been your girl Adobea Biritwum on Geek Squad. Thank you so much, Prince, for my producer, Abeku Sankofi, my technical producer, and Edem Naite, my executive producer. God willing, next week we'll meet you same time, 7 p.m. Up next is news. Stay tuned.
In motion.